This is Unit 1 Outcome 3, and the first question asks us to find the gradient of a line AB. And so we're going to use our gradient formula, which is m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now be really careful here, making sure that you're remembering your y coordinates or the second coordinate in your brackets. So I'm going to choose to do 6 minus 4, and what that means is because I've chosen 6 first in my y coordinates, I have to choose the corresponding x coordinate first. So I need to use 1 minus 2. And that gives me 2 over negative 1, which is the same as negative 2. 2 marks there, 1 for using the gradient formula correctly and 1 for my answer. Second question, we're given the equation of a line and we're asked to make a sketch. Now, we need to be able to pull out 2 bits of information from this, and we do that by comparing it to our general form, which is y equals mx plus c. I can see that my gradient is equal to 6, and I'm cutting the y-axis at minus 4. So when I sketch my axes, now I'm not using a ruler here, you obviously will use a ruler when you're doing it. What this actually means, this C means that the point that this line crosses the y-axis is negative 4. Now I know that 0 is here, so I'm going to make negative 4 down here somewhere. And the line has a gradient of 6, which means it's a positive gradient, so it's going to be in this direction. Now if it was a gradient of 1, it would be about that steepness. It's a gradient of 6, so I need to make it much steeper. But I also need to make sure that I'm cutting through this minus 4. So when I'm drawing my line, I'm drawing it here and I'm cutting at the point minus 4. Now the last question is we're asked to find the equation of a line that's drawn in the diagram here. First thing is I'm going to extract 2 points from that line. 1 point is given for me clearly. The other point, I can see here I'm crossing the y-axis at 3, which means I'm going 0 along and 3 up. So I'm going to use 0, 3 as my second coordinate. Now in order to find an equation of a straight line, I need 2 things. I need the gradient and I need where it cuts the y-axis. So I'm going to use my gradient formula, and again it's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Using my y coordinates, 6 take away 3. Because I've used the 6 first, I have to use the 1 first on the bottom, 1 minus 0. 6 minus 3 is 3, 1 minus 0 is 1. 3 over 1 is 3. So I've got a gradient of 3, and it cuts the y-axis also at 3. So C is also equal to 3. Now I'm using my general form, which is y equals mx plus c. But the things that I've already worked out are m equals 3 and c equals 3. So I'm going to substitute them in. And I'm going to have y equals 3x plus 3. And that's it for outcome 3.